Well, hey there, sugar. How are you? Come in, come in. Come closer. I'm not gonna bite yet. What can I do you for? Oh, okay, you're my 12:30? Great, all right. Well, just have a seat, have a seat. Have a seat, make yourself comfortable. Make yourself at home. We're gonna be here a little bit, sugar. Now, before we start anything, can I offer you something to drink? Some water, some nice iced tea, a Coke? A Coke? What kind? Well, we have regular old Coca-Cola, we have Sprite, we have Dr. Pepper, and we have, I think we still have some of that Mellow Yellow, and maybe an orange soda. A regular old Coke? Sure thing, sweetie. Sure thing. See, sugar, don't be nervous. Do not be nervous. This is a safe space right now. I know that this transition is very scary. I know it can be very stressful, and I'm here to make this as painless as possible for you. Yeah, they are still American flag colors, figure. I'm not going to be wasteful. 4th of July just ended. I'm certainly not going to waste these cups. Also, sweetie, they were on sale for 50 cents. How could I pass that up? All right, here you go. Drink up. Might be your last regular drink before, well, things get it going. Well, all right, so you're here because you want to be a vampire. Now, I know being a vampire seems all romantic and spooky and all that good shit, but I need to make sure. That's why we have this process, is ultimately we don't want anyone to have any regrets, because ultimately you have to not live with this for the rest of your life. It's like you're making a big decision, a big choice, and a big life change, and we just want to make sure that you don't have any regrets. Also, we need to make sure that you're, like, at this point, not crazy, because we're getting a lot of crazies. No, you'd be surprised, sugar, how many crazy people come in here wanting to be turned, and then we have to deal with them for the rest of our undead lives. Oh my God, the mess they make, especially the young ones. Well, so now that we're here, I'm sure you're not crazy though, sweetie. I'm not saying, I'm sure you are not the crazy one. You know, we have to be careful. You understand, right? Like I said, this is also to make sure this is what you want. Well, what happens if you decide you don't want it? Well, that's why we have this consultation. You can walk right on out, and it'll be fine. Well, you can't walk right on out. You have to go talk to our therapist, and they'll make sure that, well, you don't remember this experience, sweetie. We don't want the vampire hunters getting in here. Can't have all these people that decide they don't want to be a vampire walking around and blabbing. I just can't. But she's a wonderful woman. Very nice, even if she is from the north. Wonderful woman, though. Does great work. You're just gonna wake up at home, gonna just think you took a nap. You know, it's gonna be great. Don't even worry about it. All right. You good? You feel a little better? You feel comfortable? All right. Well, I'm going to start by asking you a few questions, and I'm going to write them down and have them for my notes. Yeah, there's standard level questions, once again, to make sure that, you know, this is what you want. Understand that what you're getting into. Understand that there are rules and regulations to our society. We don't just run around like heathens, you know. We're very well behaved, in theory. Not the point. But so, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your name? Okay. How do you spell your last name? Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. I know, sugar. You are not the weirdest name we've gotten in here, believe me. But I understand some letters are silent, and you don't want them left off, because these are important official documents. All right. What is your current age? Really? Really? I never would have guessed. My God. You look, wow, you just don't look your age at all, sweetie. My God. Bless your heart. All right. Obviously, I don't need to ask eye color because I can see it. My, a beautiful shade. So many dimensions to it. My God, if you do get turned, those are gonna be stunning. Yeah, things change a little bit. I'll go into that after we get this questionnaire. Things change a little bit. My God. All right. Is that your natural hair color or do you dye it? Okay, natural. Great. Have you recently joined any cults? Well, again, sugar, a lot of crazy people get in here. They really do. And half of them join these strange vampire cults where, like, as people, they try to drink blood, which I do not recommend. That is how you get sick. It is not for you. It is not for mortals. It is not for humans. And they do this, and then they just decide they want to be vampires. No cult. Okay, great. Good to know. Stay away from those cults, even as a vampire. Stay away. We are still susceptible to being swayed. No, cults are awful. Just awful. They do awful things. Do you have any religious affiliation? Yeah, well, it's one of those things. It's like, if you do, you do need to be prepared that if you do have a religious affiliation, that you ultimately won't be able to go back. Like, you won't be able to step foot. It's hallowed ground, ultimately. So, okay, you are all right. Is it important to you? Is that something you can live without? Well, if you are interested, if say you realize you miss church, it happens to the best of us. I remember going to church as a little girl, but you can ultimately potentially go to churches that you are not baptized with, if that makes sense. So, let's say, for instance, just an example, let's say you're like Catholic. You could hypothetically go to like a synagogue. Yeah, that's how it works. It ends up you just becoming an abomination to whatever you affiliate with, but you're free to mingle anywhere else. So, if you do miss it, you can visit other churches, learn about other religions. That's, something you can do with your time. Very enlightening. I've been to some wonderful, wonderful other churches and temples. You learn a lot. Even if you just architecture, beautiful. Right. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry, sugar. All right. What else? I'm sorry. Today I'm just feeling a little flighty. I've asked these questions a million times, but sometimes you just forget. It happens. Oh, right. Do you have a current significant other? Okay. No? Oh, well. Bad breakup. How bad are we talking and how recent? Oh, all right. A year ago. No, men, women. We all are dogs, sweetie. If you don't love someone, people they'll take advantage of you. It happens all the time. Like, don't even worry. Okay, so no significant other we have to worry about. Family, parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, anything like that. You got a sister? All right. Is she aware of what could potentially happen yet? No, smart. Aren't you a smart one? Not telling anybody yet. Would you potentially tell her? Okay, you would. Can I get her name? Because I understand if we do decide to turn you, we will need to do like basically a background check on her, make sure she's not affiliated with anything wonky before she does get told. Yeah. Again, it's the big old vampire hunter thing. It's a big issue. Always coming after us. Thinking we're awful people. But really, it's like anything else. There's only a select few that ruin the fun for everybody. And then everybody needs to be punished. It's like back in school, where they would give you like group punishment. Yeah. All right. Sister, but no parents, nothing? Not close to your parents? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sweetie. Oh, that can be rough. How long ago was that? The pain will never go away. Yeah, that's the thing. It does, but that's a part of life. Is death. You know, they move on. Things happen. In a sense, like you know, it's not the end of everything. If that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Um, any close friends, close ties like that, friendships? Yeah, you got a few. Are you gonna tell them? All right, only your best friend. Again, I need the best friend's information just so make sure everything's good, make sure everything's kosher. Mhm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And if we do decide to turn you, obviously, if we need any follow-up information, like we'll give you a call or get you to come in here, fill out some more stuff. Standard stuff. Like I said, we just want everybody to be safe in life and in death. We want everyone to be safe. Okay. Do you have any pre-existing medical conditions? No. All right. Well, some of them go away when you're turned. Yep, that's absolutely true. Some pre-existing tends to be like asthma, all that kind of like breathing issues. Anything cardiac obviously goes away. Anything stomach, because obviously you're really not using those anymore, those organs. So all that goes away, which is great. But certain bigger issues don't go away, and some people think that if they get turned, that goes away and they can live fully. Which, frankly, life or death, and no matter what you have, you should live your life to the fullest. You shouldn't take it for granted. But all right, but great, you don't have any pre-existing conditions, so we don't even have to worry about that with you. Do you have any allergies? Just curious. We don't know how allergies work ultimately, really. So, obviously food allergies will go away in the sense of, well, you're not eating, so. All right, nothing major. All right. Let me see. What else? What is the highest level of education you've completed? Well, yeah, because you're going to still have to function in society, in vampire society. And, we do like to know, what you did with life. Just, obviously it doesn't end all be all, but we do jobs and various things for the same kind of thing. You have to be qualified. A master's? Well, good for you, honey. In what? Interesting. I did not know you could get a master's in that. Fascinating. I will have to look into that. Let's see, what else do I have for you today? Right. You got any pets? You got a dog? No, it's not part of the test. I just love animals. What kind of dog you got? Really? That's so nice. From the pound. I've always said that. I've always said you should adopt. You should never buy some purebred. There are so many good animals in the shelters. That's something I've always said. Like, we need to take care of them and not try to, we want these specialty little breeded things. No. Like, there's so many good dogs. How old is he? Oh, really? Oh, really? You adopted an older dog? Wonderful. Those never get adopted. Sweetie, bless your heart. You got a good soul, sweetie. You got a good soul. That'll help you. Here, too. Alright, let's see. Anything else? Have you watched any vampire movies in the last month? Or read any vampire books? Alright. Which ones you read? Which ones you watch? Alright. Alright. Oh, a classic. Alright. Well, that's part of it too. It's just there's so many things in popular culture that aren't completely accurate. So we want to make sure that also we know what you've been viewing in the last month or so and what's going to be fresh in your mind about how this works. Because we do. That's something we offer. We offer education courses to make sure that you are fully prepared to go into our society and live life like this. We hate throwing people in blind, just like we did in the old days, and that did not end up great. Some of us came out just fine. I think I'm doing all right. But, some people don't. Some people need training. So, like anything else, we want you to learn. Well, the training slash school, I don't know. Some people call it training, some people call it school, some people call it college. Is ultimately, it's about 3 weeks, and it's 3 times a week. You get 3 times a week, all night. You get all this information, and then we go from there. Like, that's basically supposed to be how you're, like, basically prepared. And then we go from there. If we feel like you need a little more, or you feel like you need a little more education, that's just fine. We can get you a tutor. We can get you to go to a few more classes. That's just our starting point of estimated average how well people absorb the information. Yeah, everybody learns differently. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, now those preliminaries are out of the way, let me take a look at you, examine you a little more up close, if that's all right. Right? Might have to, like, touch you or something. I hope that's okay. Excellent. Now, we do this because, we want to know. Can you turn your head for me, sweetie? My God. You got beautiful cheekbones, sweetheart. My God, people would kill for that. No, we look just because it's one of those things. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it. There are certain people that go in because they want this very stereotypical vampire look, and that's not part of it at all. But we just want to make sure that also you're aware when I'm studying your features and looking at you, that you being turned is not going to magically make you beautiful. That's the thing too. That's part of it, is I want you to know how beautiful you are naturally. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. People go in thinking that they're going to become this ethereal creature, and that's not the case. You just sort of die and come back. Like, this isn't some magic bullshit. This is like, how you're going to see me. This is what I looked like when I died. What you're going to see somebody else. It's what they look like when they died. Like, you don't get these great changes in look. So it's just, I want you to know. Absolutely. Like I said, the eye thing happens just because things get weird. But just in general features, like some people aren't happy about their nose, that ain't gonna get fixed, Like, people worry about their weight, that ain't gonna be fixed. That don't need to be fixed, I want people to know. But absolutely, look at you, pretty as a peach. My goodness. All right. So a little more about what's going on, and about us, and about what you're gonna be experiencing. So, when you become a vampire, things are going to be different. Things are going to be the same, but also very different. Obviously, no sunlight. No more sunlight. Wish I could say that you could have it. Girl, what I wouldn't give to have a nice tan again, I can't get one. Tragic. Can't see the sunrise. Tragic. But, we have to give up some things in order to gain some things. Yeah, absolutely. No, you don't have to sleep in a coffin. That's a silly, rumor. Like I said, Hollywood, pop culture, Bram Stoker, all of that made up. You don't need to be in a coffin. Just because we're dead ain't mean we're dead. Some of us need lumbar support. No, you can still keep your bed. You can still keep your house. That's the thing. We don't even have to stage your death yet. Like, that's the thing. You think you're going to have to die. No, it's just going to be really weird. It tends to be the reason why I said, too, like we asked what your highest education completed, is because we're going to get you a night job. And so that way, your family and friends don't get too suspicious when you stay up all night and sleep all day. It happens. Plenty of regular humans have night jobs and do the exact same thing as us. You find them a lot hanging out in, like, places that we hang out and they're great company, great people. They tend to work so hard because they work all night. Bless their hearts. But yeah, absolutely, because that's the thing. We're going to get you a night job that we want to make sure that you're qualified for. But no, you don't have to stage your death. We don't have to act like you died yet. People are going to get suspicious eventually when you stop aging. Thankfully for you, you're at a wonderful age where you can kind of milk this for the next, 20, 25 years-ish. You can milk it. Some people are going to say, wow, you look really young for your age. But then a lot of people are going to think you got plastic surgery. And that's okay. One, there's nothing wrong with that. Two, there's nothing wrong with a little cosmetic help. But two, people believe that you're going to get to a point once you hit about 50-ish, 55, that's when we might have to have you at least move away. Yeah, that's a bad thing. But, we all move away and we all start over. You just might have to start over. And nobody's going to know. And then we'll work all that shit out. No, we do. We work all that out. So, if you need to move, if you're getting to that point where it's you should be 55 and, you still look 20, we can send you away, get you a new birth certificate, forge some paperwork, the usual, and get you set up real nice. Yeah, it's not hard. Just make sure you do it within a reasonable amount of time. So I would plan ahead, especially because, we're all alive forever, but I would plan ahead, so 5 years in advance, start putting in for paperwork, get an idea of where you want to go, what you want to end up doing, somewhere else. Yeah, a lot of opportunities for travel. Yeah, it's really nice. It really is. You get to experience all of these things. Yeah, let's see. What else about us? Like I said, we're an organized society. Yes, we do have a government. I know, it's very strange, isn't it? I guess the best way you could phrase it is Harry Potter still popular? Yeah. Think of it as Ministry of Magic. Yeah. Underground society, basically, we have our own rules. Obviously, we have to obey mortal law, depending on where we are, just because we are living with mortals, and we have to behave. That would be like being a terribly rude guest. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be a rude guest. But yes, so we do. We have a president, and various sectors have various government officials, governors, mayors, all that good stuff. Elected officials. Of course, yeah, absolutely. They run like anyone else. We are a voting society. None of this monarchy, oligarchy type thing. Yep, we have elections ours are obviously a little more extensive. We tend to have elections every 20 years. Yeah, and obviously, they can be re-elected. We did the American way. Obviously, I mean, me, but obviously I said the American way, but I'm American. Some people aren't. But we have the American way. And you can go up for re-election. Yep, but only once. Same thing. We think that that's reasonable. Because it gets to a point where the power, it's a lot of stress. One, yeah, you don't show it, but it just wears on you to run a government. Yeah, it just does. So, only once you can be re-elected. Don't want to stress it out, especially when it's a 40-year period, even though it's like nothing to us. But still, it's very stressful. Excuse me. Sorry, sugar. But no. Yep, we do. We do that. Yeah, obviously you can run for election eventually. I would wait, until you get a little more established and on your feet. Yeah. But absolutely, if you have aspirations for government, why not? Yeah, it basically is. I mean, it is like the mortal world, but different, just because a lot of stuff happens at night. But a lot of stuff happens at night in the human world, too. It's just nothing happens for us in the day. We are very much, once the sun sets, the sun rises, and then we are quiet, which is lovely because you get some lovely sleep. It'll be the nicest sleep you ever get, that you'll ever remember, because, well, there's nothing else to wake you up. There's nothing else for you to do. It's not like you can work into the morning unless you work from home and get blackout curtains. That's a thing, too, sweetie. Make sure, when you get, because at this point, I'm happy to say I've decided I think you would be an absolutely wonderful candidate. I think that you have such, like I said, a good heart. You'll be very good at this. It's not going to get to your head, the immortality. It does. It gets to people. They start doing weird stuff. They start, thinking, I don't know. You know that book, Dorian Gray? We don't have paintings in our attic, but people basically think they can run around and start sinning like crazy and doing all the stuff and it won't affect them. No. Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah, yes, congratulations. We will have you here. I think you'll do just fine. With us. But yeah, so, I would recommend getting blackout curtains for your house, so that way, one, you can sleep in peace, and two, in case for whatever reason, you are a bit of a day bird instead of a night owl. If you're a day bird, you got some stuff you want to do within your household, you feel like cleaning or something, you can still do that, and you won't die. Yeah. But it'll be great. You know, you'll have all this time. That's the thing. Some people think of it as a blessing and some people think of it as a curse all this time. Right now, in the modern age that we are in, it's great because there's all these things going on. I have it like Netflix, Hulu, all those good things. You know, we have them. And I think, you know, more people, you know, they talk about binge watching and they take that kind of for granted because they're like, oh, I've just wasted a whole day. That's nothing for us. We can get on caught up on all this pop culture great stuff, read some books, listen to music. That's the thing. You can still go to concerts, sweetie. They're at night. Yeah. Yeah, you can still experience the joys of a mortal nightlife. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So how do you feel? How do you feel? Or do you, I just want to make sure, do you still want to do this? Do you still want to join us? Yeah. Well, sweetie, I am thrilled. I am thrilled to have such another wonderful soul come into our realm. Yeah. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Do you have everything in order? Yeah, that's why it's a night appointment. You got everything good? I won't take too long. This is what you're gonna do. You see that door back there? You're gonna go through that, and you're gonna take a left down the hall. Then you're gonna take a right down the other hall, and then you're gonna turn left into a room, and there's gonna be a wonderful nurse there that's gonna get you ready and prepped, and get you feeling good, feeling relaxed, and then we'll have you on board. All right. All right. Can't wait to see you soon, sweetie. Can't wait to see the new you. All right. Be safe. Have a great time. Bye-bye.